So why do you ask clients, are you doing anything? Are you doing any branding? Because some of these clients might not even understand exactly what you mean or what the distinction is between what they're asking you to do and what you're asking if they're doing.
Right. That's a good question. And so what we find is really anyone can go to these tools, be it Meta and Facebook, Instagram, or Google or LinkedIn, TikTok. They can create an ad and they can put in money and they can serve it out to an audience, and drive people to a website, a landing page, something like that. And so here you are in a sort of a sea of other marketers with potentially no differentiator. And then the key with that, even if you do come up with, say, some differentiator in your messaging to get clicks or to get people to take action on the website, will that experience stay the same once that person becomes a customer and interacts with your business and those types of things? So that brand creates that cohesiveness for that user sort of journey and experience with your company. And it allows me as a marketer and an advertiser to take that brand and, put it out in the marketplace in a very specific way. I now have like guardrails that I need to work within. And that's going to benefit that whole entire experience to make sure, again, that matches and aligns to, who the company, really is and who they're going after. It helps to bring the right people through. Oftentimes you can get the wrong people just caught up in your advertising, but if you have the right messaging, you might weed them out, whether they don't click or they don't fill out a form or something like that because they realize it's not for them.
And that's okay, right? I mean,
yeah,
it's not
right.
all
Then
just
you're not
chasing
wasting
numbers. Right.
You're not wasting salespeople's times with calls that are irrelevant and those types of things. So, yeah, it's hugely critical, and a question I'll ask every new prospect that wants to work with us is, do you have a brand standard or brand guidelines that we can use? And if not, okay, well, let's bring somebody in who can maybe help you develop something.
Yeah. Yep. So now I'm going to get a little meta here again because I'm going to talk about our logo, but it's relevant. It's not just to brag about the great design work that our friend Dan put into it, but there's a reason. So obviously the most obvious thing you see when you look at the Bullhorns and Bullseyes logo is the bullhorn, right? Mm-hmm. The second thing that you notice is inside the sort of mouth of the megaphone is a target, right? Mm-hmm. And you have to look really closely to get the super duper payoff, which is you can see a little arrow that's going back towards the target or into the microphone, sort of swimming against stream, against the sound coming out of the megaphone. Yeah. Why do I bring all that up? A, because it's clever. B, because now you got to go look at it and see if you can find all those things. But C, which is most importantly, is there's this. You and I have discussed, like, there's this handoff that happens between marketing and sales. Sometimes it's effective and sometimes it's very ineffective. I'll ask you to talk about where some of those breakdowns are. But in terms of that arrow going back to the microphone or megaphone, what makes it so effective is when you can take your granular bullseye data, your sales data, your user data, conversion data, and feed that back into the marketing. In our first 3 episodes with our guest Mario D'Aquila, that's what we all talked about, was closing this loop between marketing and sales. So